Let's now shift our attention to Sri Lanka. The Rajapaksas are fighting to keep power, but it seems all is not well between the brothers. A report has come out. It says a tug of war has broken out. It's between the President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and his brother, the Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa. The brothers are not on the same page. It began with the appointment of the cabinet. The brothers wanted different things. The president insisted the cabinet should have new and young faces. However, the prime minister wanted a cabinet with senior politicians. We had told you about this earlier. In the end, the president prevailed. Reports claim that recent appointments were done by Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He did not consult his brother, the prime minister. And as a result, Mahinda Rajapaksa was absent from the swearing-in. Now, is that the reason why Sri Lanka's Prime Minister is pushing a constitutional amendment? Mahinda Rajapaksa recently proposed one. It could reduce the president's powers and make the parliament more powerful. It's exactly what the opposition wants as well. And today they made a move. Sri Lanka's main opposition party has presented a constitution amendment bill. It seeks to abolish the presidential system of governance. If passed, it will weaken President Gotabaya Rajapaksa. He will not have a say on cabinet appointments. He will not be able to appoint the Prime Minister either. Will Mahinda Rajapaksa back this bill? Will he go against his brother? How he votes could very well determine the fate of Gotabaya Rajapaksa. Already there are growing demands for him to quit. But the bigger worry is the financial health of Sri Lanka. Today, the monks of Sri Lanka issued a warning. They called on the president, the prime minister, the opposition leader, and all members of parliament to resolve the economic crisis. Hectic parleys are underway at Washington. Colombo has already moved the International Monetary Fund. The World Bank is willing to help Sri Lanka as well. Yesterday, they held a meeting with the Sri Lankan Finance Minister, Ali Sabri. A statement has come out. Here is what the World Bank has said. I'm quoting, "We at the World Bank are deeply concerned about the impacts of the crisis on the poor and vulnerable and stand ready to provide emergency support for essential medicines and health-related supplies, nutrition and education." India is also giving more assistance to Sri Lanka. A fresh consignment of fuel was delivered to Sri Lanka today, 40,000 metric tons of diesel. So far, India has delivered close to 400,000 metric tons of fuel to the island nation. New Delhi will be providing another $500 million. Again, this will be used for fuel purchases. Curiously, China is missing from the scene. Remember, Sri Lanka owes close to $8 billion to China. Beijing now says it will provide humanitarian aid to Colombo. Listen in.
For a long time, China has been actively supporting Sri Lanka's economic and social development. Sri Lanka currently faces economic difficulties. China announced that it would provide emergency humanitarian aid for Sri Lanka and continue to offer assistance and support to the country to its best so as to help with economic recovery and improvement of people's livelihoods in Sri Lanka. We believe the Sri Lankan government and people will be overcoming the temporary difficulties and realize social stability and economic development.
Sounds like Beijing wants to help, but how serious is China about helping Sri Lanka? Back in January this year, the Sri Lankan president had made a request to Beijing. He wanted China to restructure the debt payments. Almost 4 months have passed. China is yet to respond to this request. It's not like China has not given out any debt relief. Recently, Pakistan made a request to defer loans worth $4.5 billion. Beijing granted that request. Why is China not helping out Sri Lanka then? Reports claim Beijing wants Colombo to take more loans instead. There is only one way to describe China's behavior. China is no good Samaritan. It is a loan shark. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.